In this tutorial, we're going to cover the last two methods that we had outlined earlier for finding a trend direction. Firstly, we're going to look at the closing price against a moving average. And when the closing price is above a moving average, then we're going to consider that a long or a bullish trend. And if the closing price is below a moving average, we're going to consider that a short or bearish trend. Secondly, we're going to look at the slope of a regression channel. So on my screen, you see a chart, and in the middle there I have on the white line a 100 EMA, which I'm going to use in this example. And as you can see, as the price breaks above this moving average, we have essentially a bullish trend, and vice versa when the price breaks below this moving average. So we're going to begin by adding BloodHound to the chart. And again, I'm just going to keep an empty template. Go up here to bring up the BloodHound interface. And we want to check out the closing price against the 100 EMA. So that's actually a comparison. So I click Add. And notice under comparison, I've got two indicators here. I've got indicator A and indicator B. We don't actually want an indicator for the first one because we want to check the closing price and compare that against the 100 EMA. So I've got a drop down here, and I'm going to choose closing price. And instantly, BloodHound has updated the chart, and it's actually comparing right now to the SMA 14 by default. So all we have to do is click the ellipsis button here on the indicator B, select the EMA, and switch it to the EMA 100. And now, if we look over to our chart on the left hand side, you can see when the price is below the EMA 100, we have a red zone, and when it breaks above the EMA 100, we have a green zone. So this can be used as an overall filter, but right now BloodHound is analyzing the price against the 100 EMA. So now let's move on to the second part of this tutorial, which is to analyze the slope of a regression channel. Regression channels are great for evening out the trend direction. So as you can see in my chart, I've got the linear regression channel up here, and it's got a period of 45, that is 45 bars. And as you can see, the linear regression channel is quite nicely identified this as a bullish trend. And so the slope of this regression channel is often used by traders to determine the trend. But the regression channel is a bit of an exceptional indicator in NinjaTrader in that, as you notice, it doesn't have a historical plot to it. Furthermore, when I scroll back in the chart, you can see it does not update, so you can't see the historical values of the regression channel. So BloodHound is able to analyze the slope of the regression channel, but you just have to do it in a slightly different fashion. Again, I'm going to open up BloodHound by adding it to the chart. Now let's open up the BloodHound template, and just like before, we want to analyze the slope of the regression channel, so we select indicator slope. And the only exception to note here is instead of adding the linear regression channel as an indicator here, BloodHound again has a exceptional case just for the regression channel. And if I hit this drop down and select it at the very bottom here, and then all I've got to do is just change the period to match what I have on the chart, and that's it. So these zones indicate when the linear regression channel it was sloping positive, and the red zones indicate when it was sloping negative. Now you won't be able to verify this because the linear regression channel does not update on the chart when I move back and forth. But what you can do is use the built-in NinjaTrader linear regression slope indicator, which is right here. And again, we want to set the value, the period, to the same that we have on the chart, which is 45 in this example. And as you can see now, on the bottom I have the linear regression slope, and anytime that it pops above 0, that is, it's a positive slope, we have a green zone, and anytime that it pops below 0, which is to say it's a negative slope, we have a red zone. So that's one way you can verify to yourself that the regression channel slope is accurately portrayed in BloodHound.